Dear friends of Melting Pot Kitchen Cookery School, welcome back into my kitchen. I'm Michelle Ghofrani and I'm really excited to be cooking with you a super yummy dish. It's called Shakshuka. For the Shakshuka you will need 6 red pointed peppers, 2 red onions, 4 to 5 garlic cloves, a tablespoon of red pepper paste, 2 teaspoons of nigella seeds, a teaspoon of ground coriander, a teaspoon of ground cumin, and a teaspoon of smoked paprika powder. You will also need a good dollop of extra virgin olive oil, a bit of honey, a good quality tin of cherry tomatoes. You can also use fresh cherry tomatoes, some roasted almonds, 4 to 5 tablespoons of cream, feta cheese, and 5 to 6 eggs. You will also need a good handful of fresh coriander. We now remove the top ends of the red peppers and then we quarter them lengthways, removing all of the seeds. It's not necessary to use pointed peppers. Obviously, you can just use regular peppers. You can also mix colors if you want. Now we thinly slice the quarters. Now you cut the red onions in half and remove the little tips. This will make it easier to peel the onions. And then we slice them very thinly into half-moon shaped slices. We now peel our garlic. An easy way to peel garlic is to press the cloves down with the back of your knife, and the skin should just fall off. We now finely slice our fresh coriander. Obviously, if you don't like coriander, you don't have to use it for this dish. You now turn your stove up to medium heat and you add a good amount, about 50 ml of your olive oil to a non-stick frying pan, and you add your peppers and red onions. We cook this for about 8 to 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. After about 8 to 10 minutes, we add our garlic cloves and we kind of sweat them for not more than 30 seconds. We don't want the garlic to burn. We now add our nigella seeds and roast these for about half a minute to a minute. This will intensify the flavor. The same we do with the rest of the spices, the ground coriander, the ground cumin, and the smoky paprika powder. Now we stir through our red pepper paste. And then it's time to add your cherry tomatoes. We now season our dish with a bit of salt, a dash of honey, and if you want at this stage you can add as much chili as you like your dish to be spicy. I tend to add a little bit of water just to loosen up the dish. And now we simmer it for about 10 to 15 minutes. you want to stir your shakshuka occasionally during that time. To give the dish a lovely creaminess, I like to add 4 to 5 tablespoons of cream. Now we add half of the coriander and stir through. For a lovely presentation, I filled the shakshuka into a beautiful copper pan. Now I'm adding about 3/4 of the feta cheese, stirring that through carefully. Now I use the back of my spoon to make about 5 to 6 welds in order to fit in the eggs. We now carefully add the eggs. Important with the shakshuka is that the egg yolk stays nice and creamy, obviously having a cooked egg white. And in order to ensure that, I use a knife and carefully mix the egg white into the dish, being careful not to break the egg yolks. We now season the eggs with a little bit of salt and then cover up the dish and leave it to simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes, checking in between to make sure that the egg yolks don't overcook. We now garnish the dish with the rest of the feta cheese, the coriander, and the roasted almonds. And there you have your beautiful shakshuka. Shakshuka is best served with some flatbread, and it tends to be eaten just using your hands. Enjoy your dish, bon appetit, and I'm looking forward to see you next time.